Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Grhyaundra deck profile. This is one of the new decks we got out of the Illusionless Strife booster set, the Dragon Empire deck that focuses on the restand power of Drag Connector Grhyaundra and the added support that it had in the booster set, even utilizing a new order for added power to the Vanguard that we have, and some of the more generic options we have for the Dragon Empire deck. Once again, being one of the new decks for the set that wasn't really included with the Divine Skill lineup, including this deck, and we also have Lyrical Monasterio and also Brandgate to focus on, but I figured I'd start with the Dragon Empire deck, so let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the Ride deck, with the Ride deck consisting of the Energy Generator, our starter being Child Dragon Grhyaundra. When rode upon, if you went second, draw a card. So very cool that the Ride deck consists of the units that will combine into Drag Connector Grhyaundra, with our starter and our grade 1 being Drag Ritter of Flame Blade Gree. So you can kind of see their names combine as the names go on. So on the Vanguard Circle, if your soul has a Child Dragon Grhyaundra, when you would ride Unison Dragon Grhyaundra from your ride deck, you can ride without discarding a card from your hand. So it's the two dragons kind of forming together with the older form of Gree. And then also with this card being our next go-to grade 2, which is Unison Dragon Grhyaundra. If your soul has a Drag Ritter of Flame Blade Gree, which is the grade 1, when you would ride Dragon Ritter Grhyaundra from your ride deck, you can ride without discarding a card from your hand. So you could basically just go throughout the whole ride deck without needing to discard, aside from the grade 0 to the grade 1, keeping hand costs for some of the other cards, including the grade 3 of the deck, which is Drag Connector Grhyaundra, the combination of the grade 1 and 2 together to form the grade 3. So I'd say a very, very fitting ride deck for sure for the deck. For the added grade 3s, we're running 3 additional copies of Drag Connector Grhyaundra. On the Vanguard Circle, at the beginning of your main phase, rest this unit, choose up to 1 grade 2 or less card with Gree in its card name, and up to 1 grade 2 or less card with Grhyaundra in its card name, each from your soul. Call them to rearguard, and this unit gets on the Vanguard at the end of the battle your rearguard with Grhyaundra and its card name attacked. Put that unit that attacked in the rearguard with Gree and its card name into the soul. To stand this unit in all your front row gets plus 10,000 until the end of the turn. So this is kind of like the playstyle where you call out the Grhyaundra for the attack, and then your Grhyaundra was boosted by the unit with Gree. You'll attack with the both of them, combining the two of them together to go into the soul to restand the Vanguard. That is your Drag Connector Grhyaundra, to then attack into your opponent with added power to all of your front row units. Now for the other grade 3, I do want to run 4 copies of Artillery Bullet of Duststorm Zaxxas, but I have 2 Peeling Dragon Blavoris as just a placeholder. You do want to run 4 of this card. On the front row rear guard, at the beginning of your battle phase, count +1, choose one of your units with Gree or Grhyaundra and its card name, and it gets plus 5,000 till end of turn. If you chose a unit, draw a card. So it's just a way to also have more of a setup to then use your Vanguard's unit that you called out to gain additional power if it needs to hit against your opponent. And on rear guard, when your unit with Gree or Grhyaundra and its card name attacks, if your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000. So you have the plus 10 and then also the plus 5 that this card got on its own, ready to go at your opponent also. For the other grade 2s that we run in the deck, 4 copies of Melt Knuckle Golem. When the team is placed on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Gree in its card name, Energy Blast 3 and draw a card. And on rearguard, when your unit with Gree or Grhyaundra and its card name attacks, if your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 as well. So just more added power boosts for your unit. So it could be the Vanguard or your rearguard attacks, adding more and more power to your rear guards that haven't attacked yet to go up against your opponents. I also run 4 copies of Drag Ritter Latila for the last of the grade 2s that we run in the deck. When this card's placed on rear guard, other than by a unit's card ability, if you played a normal order this turn, so +1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up the 1 card with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard. For all of them, reveal it, call to rear guard, and if the unit card is put into your hand, and if it's a normal order, shuffle the deck. So you can also add a normal order off of this card, so you can add the Drag Resonance order that we run in the deck as well. So giving you more added power boost to your units, thanks to this card being able to surge out that order to do so. For the grade 1s, I run 4 copies of Stealth Fiend Shenri. On rearguard, when this unit boosts, if your opponent has 1 or less rearguards, or if you played an order this turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 to the end of that battle. And at the end of that battle, put this unit to the soul and draw a card. So pretty standard setup again, since we do run an order that we want to try to activate as much as we can each turn. Then you will have the put into soul option for Shenri to give us another draw after this card provided a boost to another rearguard on the field. And I also run 4 copies of the new Grade 1 Dancing Princess of Elegant Flames, Justina. With this card, when it's placed on rearguard from hand, if you did not play an order this turn, discard a card from your hand, search your deck for up to 1 order card without Regalis Piece, discard it, and it gets the continuous effect of this card can be played from the drop zone, and when it would be put into the drop zone after being played, you put it on the bottom of the deck instead, giving you more of a search for the order that we want to run in the deck. So 4 copies of this card just makes it as though it's another copy of an order that we can play as well. We do run the Regalis Piece, but our main search obviously is Drag Resonance to be able to use this card also. And for added grade 1s, 2 copies additionally of Drag Ritter of Flame Blade Gree. At the beginning of your battle phase, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Gree in its card name, rest this unit, choose one of your rear guards with Grhyaundra in its card name. Until the end of that turn, that unit can attack from the back row, and it gets plus 10,000 power. So having an additional option for your Grhyaundra unit to be able to attack from the back row gives you more of a setup with this card to be able to place your Grhyaundra grade 2 or your Grhyaundra grade 2 in another circle in the back row to have multiple attacks with all of your different units as well. Added power depending on where you place these cards. You could place the Gree and then the Grhyaundra in the back row circles, resting it, giving the Grhyaundra the attack, so then you can keep both of your front row rearguard circles open for when your Vanguard restands. And then also for the grade 1s, 4 copies of the Sentinel Twin Buckler Dragon, just the Sentinel of choice, to run in the deck, with our order being the 4 copies of Drag Resonance. Choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets Vanguard once per turn. When this unit stands, all your front row units get plus 10 to end of turn until the end of turn. So you have the plus 10 from your Vanguard, you have the plus 10 from Drag Resonance, you can get the plus 10 from your Persona Ride, 30,000 power total to the front row units that haven't attacked yet, adding pressure just off of an order that didn't have to use any Soul Blast, Counter Blast, or Energy Blast, just relying on the restand ability of your Vanguard once you attack with your Gree and Grhyaundra units on the rear guard. And then also the 1 copy of the Regalis Piece, just to act as another form of Persona Ride to give you more pressure with the front row unit attacks. For the trigger lineup, the 7 copies of the criticals, so 3 Conduct Spark Dragon and 4 Burning Flail Dragons. You can run the front trigger if you want. Just for more hand consistency is what I figured when I was testing the deck, is why I'm running the Flare Veil, so we can draw into more needed cards as well to use for defense later on during our opponent's turn. And then the 4 copies of Parasolis for the heal, with our final trigger being the over trigger with Drag Veda for more additional restand power for our Vanguard to begin with also. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Once again, pretty interesting take on a different style setup for Dragon Empire. But as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Qualia out.